Hey! So today we are doing something very interesting and we are solving together a full-length IELTS reading test. And bear in mind that this test is from the academic module, so it can be fairly difficult. However, I challenge you right now to go and download this test in the description box down below. I have the link. It's obviously free. Solve it on your own. There are also keys, but still solve it and then come back here in order to see how I did it and how I explain my point of view and my techniques for solving reading texts. And if at any point you still have problems and questions, please do not hesitate to contact me on my Telegram group. I have again the link in the description box down below, and to connect with other students there who may be facing the same problems and, just cooperate with them and learn together. Okay, let's begin. I will walk you through all the questions starting from the first one up until the 40th or 39th one. Okay, so the first section and the first text is called The Psychology in Happiness. Let's start. Here you will see all the tasks above and all the text paragraphs beneath. Please note, I will not read the text for you. You can either stop the recording right now and read the text, which I highly advise you to do, or you can download the whole file with the text and with the test itself. Write down all the new words with their meanings. I will not right now highlight new and difficult words for you because every one of you has different level of English, hence every one of you will have different kinds of words that are new and unfamiliar. But I will also link in the description another file with all the difficult words that I thought are difficult and with descriptions and meanings of them. So please also download that in order to broaden your vocabulary. Okay, let's go. So here are the questions from 1 to 8 on the following slides. And since you have already read the text, which I hope you did, we will now proceed with the first question. The first questions 1 to 6 ask which paragraph mentions the following. And since you have already read the paragraph A and read the questions, we can identify that these lines, which I highlighted with red, say that a new generation of psychologists and self-appointed experts. Therefore, for the set of questions 1 to 6, paragraph A the best fits for question 4. Okay, so that is why we put A on our fourth question. I have already highlighted for you crucial things in the second paragraph B, and we see that since we have read the questions, we see that the crucial information here is that people bounce back to their previous levels of happiness no matter what happens to them, and also the paragraph talks about the adaptability. So hence we can derive that the paragraph B is most concerned with question 5, human beings' capacity for coping with change. Also, let's see further. This paragraph talks about activities that are dynamic, surprising, and attention-absorbing, and like in themselves. So people should be entirely focused on them. And thus, this is something that question 6 talks about, doing things which are interesting in themselves. So this paragraph B, deals with both questions 5 and 6. So let's recap. This paragraph talks about people bouncing back to their previous levels of happiness, which is called adaptability, and it deals with question 5. And then the paragraph also talks about people who need to do things which are interesting in themselves, question 6, and the information that is supportive is that the activities are dynamic, surprising, attention-absorbing, are crucial for people. Now, let's shift our attention a little bit to the question 7 and 8. In question 7 and 8, we should state which of the two following people argue against aiming for constant happiness. And in the paragraph A, I have also highlighted for you that Wake Forest University's Eric Wilson fumes that the obsession with happiness amounts to a craven disregard. And also he says that the happy man is a hollow man. Therefore, we can make a conclusion that Eric Wilson is the person who argues against aiming for constant happiness. And you can see that question 7 deals with Eric Wilson, and we will put B in our answer sheet. Let's go further, and please pause the video and read the paragraphs, or read if you have downloaded the file. Now, pay attention please, that this paragraph deals with the fact that anticipating achieving the goal is more important than finishing and crossing the finish line. Also, it says that making progress to the point of expecting a goal to be realized, and this not only activates positive feelings but also suppresses negative emotions. And therefore, this paragraph deals with the fact that the hope of success as a means of overcoming unhappy feelings in question 3. So we are putting C in front of question 3. Our D paragraph really talks about the fact that the world is now the world of unlimited opportunity, and it imprisons us more than makes us happy. Also, the fact that people that face many possibilities are stressed out, and therefore D is really connected in meaning with question 2. Now, please pay attention again to the questions 7 and 8, because in paragraph C, Ruth Harris, the author of The Happiness Trap, says that the conception of happiness is dangerous because it sets people up for a struggle against reality. And this is something that we can attribute to arguing against aiming for constant happiness, and therefore question 8, we will put D, Ruth Harris, in our answer sheet. So we are done with questions 7 and 8. We have understood that these are Eric Wilson and Ruth Harris who argue against aiming for constant happiness. As to the questions 1 to 6, we are only left with question 1 that we will be dealing with in the next paragraph. Please pay attention to paragraph F, where it says that an individual who is not living according to their values will not be happy, and that people really need to live consciously. That is why it's clear that paragraph F coincides in meaning with question 1. And please note that we have not even used paragraph E. However, it is very important to read everything so that you understand that you have not missed on any of valuable information. Now, going with questions 9 to 10, I have selected for you here 2 paragraphs that are useful for us to solve these questions. So, which 2 of the following beliefs are identified as mistaken in the text? Please read the following beliefs from A to E, and let's see that paragraph C says that happiness is not a reward for escaping pain, and that people who are going to live a rich and meaningful life should really feel a full range of emotions. So that is why the option D is mistaken, because it says that happiness can and should be avoided. However, in paragraph C, it is stated otherwise. Now, I have already highlighted for you that paragraph E says that not everyone can put on a happy face, and there is a clear tyranny of the positive attitude, and that some people need defensive pessimism to help them get things done. Therefore, statement C, that says that an optimistic outlook ensures success, is false. Great, we have used only 2 paragraphs C and E in order to find out that both statements C and D are false. Now, coming forward to questions 11 to 13, here is the questions of filling the blanks. We should choose no more than 1 word from the passage for each answer. So, question 11. In order to have a complete understanding of how people's minds work, Martin Seligman suggested that research should examine our most positive something as closely as it does our psychological problems. Let's read the paragraph A. Here it's clear that colleagues observed optimal moods, the same how they did with pathologies. So, word mood is the correct word for our question 11. Question 12. Soon after arriving at a something in their lives, people become accustomed to what they have achieved and have a sense that they are lacking something. Now, in paragraph B, it is clearly said that soon after reaching a milestone, we start to feel that something is missing. Therefore, milestone should be put inside the blank space. And question 13. People who are something by nature are more likely to succeed if they make thorough preparation for a presentation. Now, paragraph E says that a naturally pessimistic architect, as an example, can set low expectations, but then can succeed. So, pessimistic is our word of choice. And now we are moving to section 2. Section 2 text is called Bio-mimetic design, and we will deal with questions from 14 to 25. Here for this text, there is a little preface that you can read right now. First questions from 14 to 20 are true, false, not given questions. Okay, question 14 says that Andrew Parker failed to make effective water device which can be used in dessert. Now, paragraph A doesn't really say anything about that for us, and we only see that Parker had come there to the desert to discover precisely how the animal that he studied does something in particular, but not purely from biological interest, but to make a thorny, devil-inspired device. But we don't really know whether he created or failed to create the water device, therefore it's not given. Now, I have already highlighted for you the next information for question 15. Question 15 says the skin of lizard is easy to get wet when it contacts water. On the contrary, in the paragraph A, we see that the water is spreading out incredibly fast, and that as drops fell onto the lizard's back and vanished like magic. Also, the paragraph says that the skin of lizard is far more hydrophobic than the author thought. Therefore, question 15 is false, because skin of lizard is not easy to get wet. Okay, question 16 says that scientists apply inspiration from nature into many artificial engineering. I highlighted for you in paragraph B that indeed the Parker's work is only a small part of an increasingly vigorous global biomimetrics movement, that people study animals to learn how to make airplane wings for more agile flight, that they want to develop wings that change shape, that they want to reduce the pain of an injection, and everything they want to do with the help of animals. Therefore, question 16 is true. Now, question 17 says that tiny and thin hair under gecko's feet allows it to stick to the surface of object. When you read the text, you understand that there is no such information in paragraphs C and D. But in paragraph E, they say that tapping into the low-level van der Waals forces generated by molecules fleeting positive and negative charges, that is what pulls to adjacent objects together. Not tiny and thin hair under gecko's feet, but those forces that generated by molecules fleeting positive and negative charges. Therefore, question 17 is false. Now, question 18, that when gecko climbs downward, its feet release a certain kind of chemical to make them adhesive, is not given. And you will see that when you read the text, you understand that nobody says anything about that. Question 19. Famous cases stimulate a larger number of successful products of biomimetrics in real life. We are done with paragraph F and with paragraph G because they don't say anything about that, but in paragraph H they say that bio-inspiration has led to surprisingly few mass-produced products. So few is the opposite of large number of successful products. Therefore, question 19 is false. Also, paragraph H says that arguably only one household word there is, which is Velcro. And question 20 says the Velcro is well known for its bionic design, which is apparently true from the paragraph H. Great, now we are moving forward to questions from 21 to 23, and I have selected for you, as always, paragraphs where you can find the information needed to answer these questions. Let's read question 21. Ronald Fearing was required to fabricate tiny components for his robotic fly, something, by specialized techniques. Okay, paragraph C says that these scientists really needed to manufacture many of other minute components of his fly in the same way as in the nature, apparently. And therefore, we can put the same way in question 21. I have already highlighted for you in paragraph D some information for question 22 that says the robotic fly's main structure outside is made of something and long and thin wires which make it unlike fly at all. Really, I highlighted that origami-like framework of the fly which was made of black carbon fiber struts. And therefore carbon fiber is the material that the main structure of the fly outside is made of, and therefore we can put carbon fiber in question 22. Question 23 says that Katkowski applied an artificial material in sticky boats something as a tendon on split pressure like lizards does. And really, in paragraph F, it is said that the scientist subsequently embedded a branching polyester cloth tendon in his robot's limbs. Therefore, word limbs is the word that we are putting in question 23. Moving on to questions 24 to 25, we can see that they are all located only in one paragraph G. So question 24 says, Sticky Bot's feet doesn't have something function which makes it only be able to walk on smooth surface. And paragraph G says that the dry adhesive on Sticky Bot's toes isn't self-cleaning and therefore it rapidly clogs with the dirt, and that is why the robot cannot be used anywhere else except for smooth surfaces. So we put self-cleaning function in question 24. Question 25 says that DARPA are planning to use StickyBot for what? It is highlighted that they are planning to use the bot for surveillance. So this is something that we are putting in the question. Question 26 says that Katkowskis assume that StickyBot finally has potential in something or other human-related activities. I have already highlighted for you that he says that it would be great if it eventually had a life-saving or humanitarian role. Therefore, life-saving is the word that we need because Katkowski assumes that StickyBot finally has potential in life-saving or other human-related activities. It's fairly easy when you pay a lot of attention to the text and when you read everything in the text, you're not missing any of information. And make sure not to use synonyms in such question of fill in the blanks. Use only direct words that are mentioned in the text, never synonyms or close in meaning words. Now we are coming to section 3, which is named Bright Children. Again, please read the text. And the first questions, 27 to 32, are yes, no, not given questions. 27th question says that America has a long story of selecting talented students into different categories. Really, in paragraph B, it is clear that America has long held talent searches where they use results to select children for advanced school courses, summer schools, and other extra tuition. So clearly, statement number 27 agrees with the information given in paragraph B. Now, while we are skipping paragraph A, there is nothing interesting for us. We are going further. And question number 28 says that teachers and schools in Britain held welcome attitude towards government selection of gifted students. While paragraph D says that teachers are often opposed to separate provision of the best performing children. This is a clearly opposite statement to what is in the question 28, so we are putting no in the answer sheet. We skip paragraphs E and paragraph F, and then for question 29 that says that some parents agree to move near reputable schools in Britain, indeed paragraph G says that middle-class parents in Britain try to live near the best schools. So question 29 truly agrees with the passage, but question 30 which is middle-class parents participate in their children's education, is not given because there is no information about that in the text. But I have already highlighted for you that Japan and Finland can eschew selection and still thrive. And that is something that question number 31 talks about. It tells that Japan and Finland comply with selected students policy. But again, I have highlighted for you that they eschew selection and still can thrive, so it's no in the answer sheet. The last question, avoiding selection policy only works in a specific environment. Really, I have highlighted for you again in paragraph G that this does not mean that any country can ditch selection and do as well, because only Japan and Finland have succeeded in this process, in this policy, but not other countries. Therefore, statement 32 really agrees with the information provided in the text. Please pay attention that we have skipped a lot of paragraphs in the text. There was no information about the statements given in the questions. However, we have given the answers to 3 questions in a row only based on the information given in paragraph G. But again, pay attention that we have found all the questions in the order of their appearance in the text. Questions 33 to 34 ask us to choose the correct letter A, B, C or D. And I have chosen for you 2 paragraphs where you can find the information. So, question 33. What's Laszlo's Paula's point of view towards geniuses of children? In paragraph A, you can see that his 3 daughters were obliged to their father by becoming world-class players. And that also one of his favorite sayings was geniuses are made, not born. And therefore, in question 33, the correct answer is the answer C, that geniuses can be educated later on. Question 34 says, what is the purpose of citing Z. Sophia's example in the last paragraph? I have highlighted for you that Judith was the most driven and the most successful sister, but Z. Sophia was very talented but lazy, and therefore she was the only one who did not achieve the status of grandmaster. So in the question 34, the option A is correct because practice makes genius. Practice made Judith a genius, not the talent that Z. Sophia had, but she was fairly lazy, so she didn't realize its potential in full. And the last questions, from 35 to 39, ask us to use the information in the passage to match countries with correct connections below. Okay, as always, I have selected for you paragraphs where you can find the information for that, but make sure to read the whole text to understand that. Let's go from the first question. Question 35. Less gifted children get help from their other classmates. And in paragraph F, I highlighted for you that in Japan, those who learn the quickest are expected to teach their classmates. So therefore, we match question 35 with letter B, Japan. Now, question 36, attending extra teaching is open to anyone. We can find in paragraph D that teachers are often opposed to separate provision for the best performing children, saying any extra help should go to stragglers. And indeed, in Britain, they like to open extra teaching to anyone, and therefore we put D in front of the question 36. Question 37 says that people are reluctant to favor gifted children due to social characteristics, and I have highlighted for you in paragraph E that in Scandinavia, a belief in virtues like modesty and social solidarity makes people flinch from the idea of treating brainy children differently. So, therefore, in question 37, we put the letter A. Okay, question 38 says that both view of innate and egalitarian coexisted, and it coexisted actually in China, because paragraph F says that there is extra teaching provided in China and anyone can sign up. So we put letter C in front of the question 38. The last question, 39, says that the craze of audio and video teaching for pregnant women, where did it start? I highlighted for you in paragraph C that it started in America because there was a fad for teaching aids such as videos and flashcards for newborns and vowel sounds on tape which a pregnant mother can strap to her belly. Therefore, we choose letter E for the question 39. Great! That was it! I think it was not that difficult. And right now, again, go to the description box and download the list of words that I have handpicked for you that are advanced, and I'm providing the meanings of them there. And also do not forget to write down all the words that were unfamiliar for you specifically and broaden your vocabulary. You can also check out my video here about how to learn and memorize new words. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here. I will be very happy if you decide to leave a like for me or even subscribe. And as always, I will be delighted to see you again here. Ciao!